Okay, hi Zoe and Liam. This is the first try, so this is going to be weird at first, but we can do this. Um, the board looks so low because my iPad it won't tilt up higher, so that's why that's like that. And we're going to start with lesson 73, and so I'm going to get right into it. Just one thing, if you didn't see my post on Edmodo, it will. I'm going to do one lesson at a time, so you can do a lesson, watch a lesson, do the work, and so forth. So we're just going to do this every day until we come back. If we come back, who knows? So I hope y'all are well. And here we go. The first lesson has two parts. It's on factoring the difference of two squares. It's like factoring a trinomial, except you won't have that middle number. And so if I had, for instance, if I had this right here, x plus y, x minus y. If I started with that and I wanted to make it into a trinomial, I would say x times x is x squared, x times negative y is negative xy, y times x is positive xy, and then y times negative y is negative y squared. So you can see that the negative xy and the positive xy are like terms, and they cancel each other out because that's the opposites. So all you have left is x squared minus y squared. So that's why it's not a trinomial, it's factoring perfect squares. And so what you will see when you start your problems is this right here. You'll see two squared somethings. Either a number that's like 36 and that's squared 6 times 6, or you'll see a variable that has to the second exponent. So if I had that, then I would know that I'm going to split both of them up. But one will need to be plus and one will need to be minus, because a plus times a minus equals a negative number. So this would turn out to be x plus y, x minus y. So let's do another one. I hope I'm not moving too far over. So then if I had negative 4 plus x squared. Now, one thing you need to keep in mind is they're going to rearrange this and put this first and this second, because you need to say plus 2 minus 2 when you split this one apart. So we're going to put x plus 2, x minus 2. And that's all there is to it on factoring perfect squares. You just won't have that middle number like you did when we did factoring trinomials. And so I hope that makes sense for that part of the lesson. Let's do one more. So let's do 49, which we know that's 7 times 7, m squared minus a squared. Now we're going to leave that one in that order since the minus is second. That's what we want. And so we would say 7m plus a and 7m minus a to factor that out. And that's all there is to it. It's very simple. And they get one more. Let's do the last example. It's a little more complex just to keep it going. And that one is negative 36 x to the 6th, y to the 4th, x to the 6th, y to the 4th, plus 49 a squared. I hope you can see. I'll check before I post this. So we're going to rearrange it so this negative is, so I have plus and minus with our two sets of parentheses. We'll have plus, and it doesn't matter which one you put first. You could put the minus first if you wanted. That doesn't matter, because in order of multiplication, it doesn't make a difference. So we want to do the 49a squared first. So that would be 7a in each of these. And then we're going to split this up. This would be 6 and 6. Then we half each of these. That would be x to the 3rd, y to the 2nd, x to the 3rd, y to the 2nd. You just half them. And that's it for factoring perfect squares. So then we have a second part of lesson 73, and that's probability. And so I'm going to erase this. The beauty of this video is you can go back and watch things again also if something was confusing or if I go too fast. So 73B is on probability without replacing it. And so what that means is, let's say I have a bag of marbles and there's 8 marbles, 3 black, 5 white. So the probability is out of 8 marbles, 3 are black and 5 are white. And so when they say 2 draws, so you do the first draw and then you do the second draw, and there's with replacement and there's without replacement. And so if I were to say, what's the likelihood of me drawing 1 black and 1 white marble off of 2 draws? And so the first one, if there's 3 black and 5 white, that would be 8 total. So my probability would be the first draw to draw black, that would be 3 out of 8 to get a black. I'm going to put a B below it. And then the second draw would be, and then I'm going to put that black one back in the bag. I'm replacing it. That's replacement. And so now I'm going to draw a white. So I would have a chance of drawing, it'd be 5 out of 8 to get a white marble. And so because I replaced that black marble back in there, so there's still 8 marbles. So for the probability of drawing 2 marbles, first a black and then a white, I would have a 3 in 8 chance times a 5 in 8 chance, and that would equal, in multiplication, a 15 out of 40 chance of drawing first a black and then a white. That's the probability of it. And then you can reduce the fraction down as well. So both of those can be divided by 5. So that would be a 3 in 8 chance, actually, which is if you want to reduce the fraction. So let's do it without replacement. So my probability of drawing a black first and then a white without replacement, that would be, again, a 3 in 8 chance to draw the black, and then it would be times a 5 and 7 chance of drawing a white, because there's 1 less marble now. There's still 5 whites, but there's 1 less. And so now it's a different probability without replacement. That's with, and this is without. So now it would be a 15 in, 56 chance of drawing first a black and then a white without replacement. And so that is how they do the probability. But then they of course go from there. So let's look a little longer. Okay, so next they want us to do, the urn contains 4 red marbles and 7 blue marbles. 2 marbles are drawn at random, so they grab both at once. Okay, so the 4 red, 7 blue. So 4 red, 7 blue, that's 11 total. So I'd have a 4 and 11 chance of drawing a red, and a 7 and 11 chance of drawing a blue. I'm drawing them at the same time, so there's 11 marbles in there, and I grab 2. So that would be a 28 in 121 chance of drawing 2 marbles being the 2 different colors. And so then they say the probability of a blue marble on the second draw is not the same if you do it in 2 different stages, because if we had a 4 in 11 chance to draw a red, and then we don't replace, we still have 7 blues, but there's only 10 marbles now. So that's if you don't replace, you change how many you're drawing from. And so that would be a 28 in 110 chance of pulling out a red and then a blue marble without replacement. And so that's how you do probability without replacement and with. We covered both, but that is the gist of lesson 73. And so for your homework, I'll post this on Edmodo. I want you to do all the practice set and then 10 problems from the problem set, and you can pick which 10 you want to do. And so I wrote down the ones we had skipped over a few the last time we met, and so this is the first one I'm going back to, and we will be catching up with the ones we skipped, and then we will move forward from there. And I hope you're having an okay time at home, finding things to do. So I'll talk to y'all again at the next lesson. Thanks.